John Gabriel will never forget the moment that would change the path of his life forever.
Of all things was reading a Michael J. Fox piece in a magazine, and I had noticed the quiver in my ring finger for a while, and eventually I got a little bit of movement in my foot.
As the tremors became more pronounced, John knew something was wrong, and he hoped it wasn't Parkinson's.
It's probably one of the few times you wish something bad on yourself. God, you heard about Parkinson's, but you say, God, give me a small tumor somewhere. I'll take it. So that it's not at the end of the day Parkinson's, something that can be taken care of with an operation, pinched nerve, something like that. And we set out across the country, my wife and I, getting second, third, and fourth opinions, as you can imagine. And pretty much to a man, they said you have PD.
Parkinson's disease is a degenerative disorder robbing one's ability to control normal movement. Over 60,000 new cases are diagnosed each year, adding to the more than 1 million who are already living with PD. As John came to grips with the diagnosis, he asked the difficult questions that confront everyone with an incurable disease.
Well, you want to know, will this take my life at some point in time? Will I see my children grow up? Will I see my grandchildren? Those are the first questions, the ones that really mean something. You really don't say, how long can I still work? You know, everything falls into place, everything falls into perspective.
For nearly 2 years, only John's family and closest friends knew of his diagnosis. As director of scouting for the NBA's New York Knicks, he was uncertain how his colleagues at work would react.
If I had a board meeting or something like that and my knee was quivering, my foot was shaking, I made sure I got it in early and made sure my legs were under the desk. Sometimes sit on my hand. You try to mask it a little bit. You try to cover up a little bit early on.
When it became difficult to hide the symptoms, he called a meeting of the Knicks front office asking for only one thing.
And that was, would you do me a favor and treat me like you always did? And that everything else was fine. I may be a little slower, I may shake a little bit, but above the shoulders, I'm still the same guy.
The same guy who earned a reputation as one of the sharpest minds in all of basketball. Gabriel ran a one-man landscaping business in 1982 when he talked his way into a job with the Philadelphia 76ers, quickly proving himself to general manager Pat Williams. When Williams moved to Orlando to launch an NBA expansion team, Gabriel was his first hire. Gabriel rose quickly, eventually replacing Williams as GM when Pat was promoted to vice president. In one 15-month period, he made 57 player transactions, clearing salary cap space to create a path for the Magic's return to greatness after Shaquille O'Neal left for Los Angeles. In 1999, he gave Doc Rivers his first head coaching job and cobbled together a heart and hustle team of no-name players that thrilled the fans and nearly made the playoffs. It was a masterful job that earned him the NBA Executive of the Year award. Gabriel was the Magic Man, but the NBA is a what have you done for me lately business, and when the Magic endured a long losing streak in 2003, Gabriel was out, moving on to the Portland Trail Blazers and then the Knicks.
Hopefully I can continue to stay in the league and do what I do, and if not, I'm not afraid to turn the page and start a new chapter and dig into something else if that's possible.
No matter what he does professionally, Gabriel will lend his many talents to raising awareness about Parkinson's.
And then eventually you get to the point where, like many people with Parkinson's that have a platform, you say, what can I do to help find a cure?
He's joined the board of the National Parkinson Association of Central Florida and is actively involved with the University of Florida Center for Movement Disorders, where he's both a patient and an advocate.
Which they have some of the finest doctors in the world at the University of Florida, and that has been proven to be very, very successful in reducing the tremor and the effects of Parkinson's.
Gabriel knows there are many challenges ahead, but with the support of his family and friends, he remains characteristically optimistic.
All in all, there's no time to be down about things. I've got a lot to look forward in my life. I've got a beautiful family that I love, and I just look forward to the next day and each and every day. I have to be a little bit more careful what I do, but I still run, play football with my son. My son plays basketball. hang out with the girls. I mean, life's pretty much the same as it was, as much as I can make it that way.
John Gabriel doesn't know exactly what tomorrow will bring, but he has another magic act in mind. This time, he's not talking about bringing basketball to Central Florida. He wants to bring hope to those who are currently battling and those yet to be diagnosed with Parkinson's.
25 years ago, over a delicatessen on Pine Street in Orlando, I helped Pat create magic and bring it to Central Florida. Well, John Gabriel's here to create magic one more time.